Okay, I tried to make you a video while I drew this, but it ended up taking so long that I didn't want you to have to sit through 10 minutes of watching me draw lines. So I've drawn it, and now what I'll do is I'll explain it. So this one is your plane mirror, which I think is slide 6, is that right? Yeah, it's slide 6. So hopefully what you can see is that we've got the plane mirror here, which is labelled on your slides, and the object is this one. Okay, now you could actually check and see that the plane mirror and the object's length are parallel to each other, and so if it is reflection and true reflection, then you should be expecting an image that is also parallel. Now, the things that people are forgetting to do is that you can't just take rays from the top to find the image. You have to take from both the top and the bottom to be able to find the top and the bottom. Okay, so for now we're just going to consider how we find where the top of the image would be. So that's our pink drawing. So we can see that we have to draw 2 rays that are coming off the top of the object, and they bounce and they hit the mirror, and so this angle of incidence here will equal this angle of reflection, and this angle of incidence will equal this angle of reflection. Okay, now if we are an eye and we are looking in that direction, we assume that the rays have travelled in a straight line, so we extrapolate those back, and where they meet is the top. Okay, so now we take the bottom and we send 2 rays again. So we're going to send this one and this one. Now this angle of incidence here will equal this angle of reflection here, and this angle of incidence will equal this angle of reflection. Okay, and again we backtrack those. Okay, and hopefully what you can see is that we have a virtual image because only virtual rays have made the image. There's no real light behind the mirror. You can see that it is upright because it's in the same direction as your object. You can see that it is behind the mirror, or inside of the mirror you could say. And what's the last one we haven't looked at? The size of it. So you should hopefully see that the top and the bottom are at the same point, so it's the same size. Okay, but the things that people forgot were that you have to draw the normal lines where the rays hit the mirror, and the angle of incidence has to equal the angle of reflection. And then they quite often what you were doing is when you were getting your ruler and you were drawing this back, you weren't making sure that it followed the same line. So it could be, for example, that your dotted line behind the mirror went off at a different angle and it should have been the same angle. Okay, and all of those things led to some of your images being a bit wonky or being a bit small, so that's what was going wrong there.